Bombers. What are they? How do I get them? And how do I use them? 3 very important questions that we are going to answer today, so stay tuned. Bombers are one of the last things you're going to be developing in this game. If we take a look at our production tab in the air section, bombers are literally at the bottom of the list here. They require an immense amount of resources and money to develop. However, they can most definitely be worth it. Fundamentally, with a high damage, high hit points, and very fast speed, bombers are there to attack enemies on the ground with their bombs. Not only do they destroy ground targets and buildings, but they also demoralize enemies. And like we covered in one of the earlier tutorials, if you have a high morale, then everything is great. As soon as your morale starts to drop, you stop producing your resources, which means your soldiers will starve and your vehicles will stop working, which means your army gets weaker, which reduces your morale more, and it's basically a deadly cycle. So if you're able to destroy the morale of your enemies' provinces whilst also dealing devastating damage to the armies and defenses, then that is an amazing thing. As we can see here, versus normal and naval units, they provide a huge covering of attacks, still proving damaging to buildings. However, stacking these bombers will always help with this. Versus other air units, they're pretty useless, which is why, just like we covered in the last episode, you would want to have a few fighters that can take out the air units a lot more efficiently. They've got an immense attack range, actually more than your fighters, which does put them into more danger in certain ways because they might be attacking places that your fighters can't actually escort them to. However, very similarly to fighters, you can send them on patrols if you want to, which allows them to destroy and attack units within this vicinity at a reduced rate, as well as using the attack function to focus purely on one unit, but dealing the most amount of damage possible to them. Something very important to remember, however, is the fact that when they get transported across long distances without access to aerodromes that belong to you, you will have to transport them by truck. This is extremely slow with very low hit points, which makes them extremely vulnerable. So that's something you have to consider if you are ever transporting aircraft around the place along large distances. As we can see here, aircraft transport does literally average damage of 1, very low hit points, and low speed. So yeah, make sure you don't get into a situation where you are transporting these very vulnerable units through enemy territory. But overall, these are amazing units that can deal devastating damage and morale damage to your enemies. I would highly recommend you start using them if you're not already, especially towards the end of the game when you are starting to accumulate more wealth and more resources. And if you guys have any more questions that have been left unanswered from this video about bombers or Supremacy 1914 in general, then make sure you leave any comments you want below, because I check every single comment meticulously and I will respond to them if you have a question. If you want to see more Supremacy 1914 content just like this, then make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss out on a fresh new video. Also, make sure you comment with recommendations for other videos that you want to see, because I'm very open to sharing with you guys anything else gaming related that you might want to see. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you leave a like as well, because it makes a world of difference to my channel and I'll be forever thankful. And until next time, generals, I will see you back on the battlefield again very, very soon.